I'm Jennifer Snass here watching News 24 Live. I'm joined in studio by South African musician Tailor. She has been making waves overseas lately, and she's here to tell us all about it. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
Cool, thanks.
Now, your song was featured on So You Think You Can Dance, and I have to talk about this right off the bat because I love So You Think You Can Dance. Do they have to ask you if they're going to use the song ahead of time, or do you find out when it's on the show?
The track was actually used by a fan called Lily, and she loved the track, she loved the album, and she started dancing to Shaped Like a Gun. And when we watched her audition with this track, we actually started YouTubing Shaped Like a Gun dances, and all over America they were actually busy dancing to this track. So this track took on a life of its own. It started trending, and I was just super blessed for her to then make it through to the audition. The producer of the show, loving the track, and obviously Travis Wall getting in it and making an amazing dance piece out of it. It's amazing. You know, you get to see your music interpreted into a dance. I mean, I just felt super blessed for seeing that.
Which one was, when you were watching all the YouTube videos, did you have a particular dance
favorite?
that, maybe not a favorite, that one that resonated with you?
Probably the main one,
Yeah.
Lily's dance. The other dances were amazing as well, but obviously on that big platform, you know, everything just got blown up, and yeah, it was pretty spectacular.
Now, September's a special month for you. You're going to be joining, I can never say his last name properly. It's Ed Kowalczyk?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
That's
it.
it. Boom.
Ed Kowalczyk on stage.
Yeah.
You've worked with him in the past. What was it like working with him?
First of all, we never met. He actually listened to my album and loved the work. And then we started chatting via email.
Yeah.
And he was just like, listen, I trust you, do what you need to do, lay down the vocals. And I was still living in Cape Town at the time, and I went to Digital Forest Studios and lay down like 20 vocal ideas, and he was just cool with all my ideas and basically chucked all his favorite bits into the track. And so it would actually be the first time that we're actually meeting each other in September.
You've never met him?
No.
And you're going to meet him, I guess, just before you go on stage
Right?
with him?
We're going to do a quick rehearsal and be like, cool, that's it, let's go.
Does that make you nervous?
No, just very excited, very excited. I don't get nervous anymore for shows. It's more like a very like a kid-like excitement. Yeah.
Do you have rituals you do before shows?
I pray before a show, yeah.
It seems like a common one. Everyone, it kind of
Right.
helps you get grounded.
Yeah, for me that's very important. I can't do it without that higher power.
Has anything ever gone extremely wrong during one of your shows?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it was extremely wrong because I had an influence on it. I do not drink before a show, and I thought this one night, okay, maybe I can have a glass of wine, and I did, and I literally forgot all my lyrics of like half the set. I'm not even joking. I made up lyrics. I started talking in between the songs, tried to like that was like not even one glass. I think it was like half a glass, and you know.
So then what happened?
I eventually got out of my head and calmed down and started downing water on stage, and it came right.
Did anyone notice?
Yeah,
Oh, so
definitely. Especially my guitarist, Fabian Singh, he noticed.
I'm
He's
sure
like,
he
he
would
was
have
so
noticed.
embarrassed. He didn't know what to do with himself. But yeah.
Have you ever had a fan do something very strange at one of your shows?
Not strange, just like quite intense, like cool stuff. Like one chick has a tattoo of my face on her arm.
Is that weird for you? Or
I don't know, because I would do it, you know, like I have tattoos, and I think if I'm into a band, yeah, why not? Lyrics of my favorite artist, yeah, I don't think
so.
It's
It doesn't.
No, I just think it's, wow, I'm honored. Wow, my face
really
is on your
cool.
skin.
I can't imagine what I would think if someone put my face on their skin.
Yeah, look, it's big. Of course it's big, but I just feel honored, very honored, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about your newest single called Never Let Me Go. Tell me about the track.
Sure, Never Let Me Go is one of my favorite tracks off the album, and I wrote it for my husband. I think at the time I was going through some crazy and heavy personal stuff, and it was very literal, you know, never let me go, and but beautiful and inspirational. And I love that second album because I felt like every track was light and poppy and hopefully inspirational to the public. And that's what it's about. Yeah.
Now, is that a sound you want to continue pursuing in the future, or do you want to try maybe something different for the next one?
Yeah, I definitely think I want to do something different. I think that is my goal as an artist, to make each album sound different. So I have no idea how the next album is going to sound. But definitely, yeah, I mean, the first album was quite dark and acoustic and raw, and we literally made all the sounds in studio. Like, we were banging on couches and on walls.
That must be incredibly fun.
We spent 13 hours a day in studio for a month.
Wow.
I felt like a total zombie. And, but sure, what a great experience. And then with the second album, it was way more produced. It was way more, like, I would go into studio for like 2-3 hours and bang out tracks and cool, done, leave, you know. Yeah. Definitely the next album would be a different sound.
Then when you sit down to start a new album, what are you doing? Where do your influences come from? How do you get started?
My third album is already in my head.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like you're an author, I can imagine, and that
right?
the sounds just come to you.
Yeah. With the first album, I had my whole life to write that album. With the second album, a bit more difficult. Like, I just got married, I was in a different space at the time. And now third album, married, 2 albums out, like new management team, like this whole new cool energy going about. And yeah, it's in my head. The full productions are kind of like running around, and I'm sure if I get into studio, they'll just pop out of me like a baby.
It is like a baby. That's such a great way to put it.
Yeah, they're your kids, yeah.
Do you feel more pressure with each album? Does that put more pressure on you? Do you feel like the next one has to be kind of bigger?
If there's any pressure,
better?
it would be myself being too much in my head and overthinking it. I think the more, I did that a lot with the second album, I was more in my head. With the first album, the lyrics came. Where the second album, I was overthinking stuff a lot. I was thinking, oh, but if I put this here, what will the public interpret? And I think with any art, I think that's the biggest mistake. Not that I'm saying that the way I did it was a mistake. That was it was where I was at in my life, and I wanted to overthink it, and I wanted to grow, and I wanted to push myself. But I think it's important that if you do that, to come back a bit and almost have like a fresh look on it, and have that distance from it, if you can call it that, and just say, okay, it is what it is, and I'm ready to release it out in the world. Yeah, and that's what I did with Light.
Now, when can we expect the third album?
Oh, I have no idea. Maybe this time next year. Yeah.
Are you going to be touring anytime soon?
I just came back from a winter tour. I was guest artist for Prime Circle, and we started in Prince Albert and did Plet and Mossel Bay and ended off in PE. Beautiful, beautiful tour.
Are they fun to tour with?
Yeah, great guys, great, talented beyond.
Are they a little out of control? I think they told me they lost their bassist one time on tour, and he had no shoes on.
Well, it comes as no surprise. But no, like, cool. You know what's so cool? I think being in the industry for so long is you have spent so long, like, you've built relationships with these people, so, you know. Like, I met Ross from Prime Circle when I was 15 years old. I signed my first record deal, and we were on the same record label. And it's cool. It's so cool. I think there's that underlying, like, that understanding, that respect, like a family. Yeah.
Now, if we want to find you online and see what you've been up to, how can we do that?
You can go visit Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at This Is Tailor. And remember, Tailor is spelled Tailor.